the members of this body can take a significant step toward averting this human loss by moving as rapidly as possible to enact the Parental Kidnapping Prevention Act. There is a legitimate national interest in ensuring that the custody of a human child is determined by a court of law and not by the force and guile of a kidnapper. The act would ensure that custody and visitation decrees will be enforceable in every state, and this is an essential requirement if we are to remain a society of laws and not of men. Unfortunately, Mr. President, extraterritorial validity is only part of the solution. Unless this committee also creates realistic mechanisms to enforce custodial decrees, it will have little impact on the child napping problem. Today, a custodial order is little more than a right without remedy, even in those states that have adopted the uniform law. Because child napping is not a crime, victim parents cannot enlist the assistance of federal law enforcement officials in locating and reclaiming victim children. Instead, they must rely on private attorneys and private detectives, and their ability to enforce the basic right of custody is entirely a function of their personal financial resources. The parents I have met over the past 12 months have invested sums ranging from a minimum of $9,000 to well over $400,000 in the frequently unsuccessful effort to recover their kidnapped children. This is a terrible price, even for those who can raise the money. For those who cannot, the rights conferred by decrees of custody are illusory. Mr. President, there are few rights more basic than the right to the custody of a child, and we cannot tolerate a system that makes that right contingent on personal wealth. This act contains two mechanisms to remedy that inequity, and I hope this body will give serious consideration to both. First, it makes the services of the Federal Parent Locator Service available to any parent seeking to locate a victim child. The FPLS has been used effectively in locating parents who default on child support decrees. To use the service for this purpose but deny its use if the child is kidnapped makes no sense whatsoever. Broadening access to the service can minimize the need to ensure massive legal and investigation fees in locating a missing child. Second, the bill makes it a federal misdemeanor to conceal or abduct a child in violation of a custody order. This enables the FBI to assist in locating and returning a kidnapped child, a service for which there is no charge, and one that is equally available to all citizens, regardless of their personal wealth. It also provides a significant deterrent against commission of the abduction itself, one of the principal weaknesses of the present system is its utter lack of sanctions against a parent who abducts a child. Even in some states that have adopted the Uniform Act, the worst fate that can befall a law-breaking parent is a court order requiring him, her, to return the child. If anything, this is an incentive to attempt abductions. At worst, the non-custodial parent will have the same situation they occupied before the abduction attempt, lack of custody.